It looks like Barbie Night is going to be without its main two characters. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese appear to not be playing tomorrow. So, in what is typically one of the biggest games of the year, the Chicago Skyburst versus the Indiana Fever, we're going to be missing the main two characters of the event, which is Angel Reese is set to be today. Tyler Marsh said she is day to day, and Caitlin Clark has no timetable on her return. So what is going to happen? Well, there is a good sign. This is Angel Reese. One good sign is this is Angel Reese putting up 3-point shots after practice. Tyler Marsh did an interview saying that she participated in non-contact drills, no 5-on-5 for her, and she did her workout after the practice. So that kind of sounds like a player that's probably not going to lace it up tomorrow. When you're dealing with the back, you want to be really careful. And he mentioned those exact same sentiments as this is her back, so we want to take our time and make sure we don't rush it. And I think she appreciates that. What we're seeing happen in the leagues, and all the leagues, is people rush back and they trigger another injury or re-hurt that injury. So it looks like the Chicago Sky want to hold off on rushing her back too soon, even though this is a big game. She's injured. They're just gonna. It sounds like they're just gonna let her sit out. On the flip side, this is a video of the Indiana Fever doing their halftime shots. You can see Caitlin Clark there is actually in practice gear. They didn't show any video of her participating in the half court shots, so she's in practice gear. I don't know if that's a big sign. She's not in streetwear, but she doesn't have a leg. We've seen her in the leg sleeve during practice once she got injured, so I don't see the leg sleeve. So I don't know if there's something to take away from this. Maybe she didn't want to be in street clothes. Maybe she wanted to be in what everybody else is in. I haven't heard any feedback that she was participating in practice. I will look into that a little further, but as of right now, I didn't get any news that she participated in actual drills or in 5-on-5. So it looks like the main two people in this game that the WNBA has decided to push on us so much. They are out. Let's hear what Coach Marsh has to say.
Product of passion. I think that we can't take that out the game.
Wrong clip. So it looks like Ariel Atkins went through. It looks like Ariel Atkins went through some conditioning drills. Again, she's still listed day to day, but conditioning drills don't mean you're any close to actually playing. There's a difference in between running straight lines versus going through actual basketball movements and cuts and things of that nature. So I kind of can't tell much from that. Here's Angel going through a post up drill, which is a good sign. But again, it's a back injury. It's good she's doing spin moves that kind of lets you know like it might be her back might be loosened a bit now. I think she did. I think it was said that it was back soreness. So we will see what here's Tyler Marsh talking about Angel.
Update. How is Angel doing? How's Michaela doing? We see Michaela out there.
Yeah, Michaela's progressing pretty quickly. Angel's still day to day. We don't really want to, push her too much with a back injury. We want to be careful with that. But she's progressing as well, so still day to day.
Was she able to hop into stuff during practice? I saw she didn't do the half court.
No, she's getting her own individual work, but no contact stuff for her today.
Update.
Well, it's a good sign that Michaela, if you hear him, he's saying Angel is day to day. That kind of sounded negative, but he also said, it sounded like he was saying Michaela is ramping up, like she might actually give it a go. Let's take a look at Underdog. Underdog usually has it out. Hines Allen is out Sunday. Paige Beckers is out Sunday. Mo Jefferson. Mo is out. Haley is questionable. That's big news. Ariel Atkins is officially out. Mick is questionable. Angel is questionable. And all right. So that is it for that game. So no news on Caitlin, I don't see. So it looks like the sky's gonna be without a lot. I'll be totally honest. I don't see a world where Mick doesn't play, Ariel doesn't play, and then Angel comes back to play with half of a lineup. Like I don't even think that's smart for your organization to throw her out there not 100%, and then she has to go with people she's not even used to playing with as far as the starters. So I think this game is going to be a flop. I think the Fever will, if it's going to be the Fever's starting four versus Chicago sides, what, one starter, Miller, and Rachel Bam, two starters. Rachel Bam isn't really a starter. So basically, one starter versus the four for Indiana. It's not going to look good for the Sky. It might be a blowout. It's probably going to be something like that. So Barbie night will be wasted. It'd be great to see a nice competitive game, but I think if they're going to be lining up bench versus starters, doesn't sound too great. And I've seen people say, well, why is the Barbie night always the Fever in the Chicago game? Man, if you look at the numbers, I think all of those games, how many times they played last year? Three? I think they all were in the top 5 to 7 highest viewed games. So if you know Angel calls herself the Barbie, and if you're Mattel and you want to partner, you want to be a part of one of the biggest games. You want your product to be shown on one of the biggest games. That's like pivoting to make sure your commercials ran on the Super Bowl. This is why the Barbie game is always Fever and the Sky, which, I mean, on the business side, it makes sense. I think for fans are getting annoyed with the rivalry and that being like forced, and that's the problem. The league is kind of making this a big deal. The Angel and Caitlin thing a big deal when tomorrow doesn't have to be a waste. Tomorrow could have been the first game could have been. Make sure you tune in to see the two MVP candidates go head to head. You got Asia and Fee. And the next game could have been, let's watch the rookies go at it, and it could have been Paige versus Sonya, like, and then the next game, the last game could have been the Fever in the Sky. That could have, like, you could have, if you're gonna have those matchups, you could have built it like that, and so that people would still be excited. Like, okay, that game is gonna be missing the two players, but let's see what the two MVP, like, if you're a new fan, let's see what the two MVP type players look like. I'm still gonna watch to see, like, if you built this up as this the clash of the MVPs past, present, and future, people might still tune in if you're gonna do that. If you get what I'm saying, like, just, and I'm just coming off the top of the head, but I think that's a great way that the league could actually save itself from having these moments. Like, imagine this game not having Angel or Kate. Built this rivalry up to where they playing each other 5 times. In 44 games, they play each other 5 times. So that's kind of mismanagement on the league side, is like we're forcing this rivalry or however we want to promote it, but it's leaving out other elements. As me personally, I'd rather it have been a rival game, a rival day. And like I said, you see Fee and Asia, but then you've seen Angel and Kiki, and you've seen Caitlin and Paige, like, all in the same day. That way you get people from everywhere to be tuned in for the whole day to see these different matchups. And you get what I'm saying? Like, something like that could have really driven it home. And now let's say Angel sits out. Well, you still got Camilla versus Sonya Citron, however you want to market it, or Kaylin's out. You got AB going at Enrique, or however you wanted to market it that way. And so that's just where I think the league is kind of forcing this thing, and it's becoming the league of Angel versus Caitlin, and that is not what we grew up watching or grew up seeing. We grew up watching good ball. So again, it looks like tomorrow might be a dud. It might be something I'm not even tuned into. Oh no, I get out of church at like 11:30, and the game starts at 12. So I'll definitely be checking it out, no matter who is playing or not. But I know this is going to be a bummer if both Angel and Caitlin aren't playing. So we will see what happens tomorrow. I am AJ. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.